Good day. This is Mr. Anderson. Got a lot of emotions going on right now. I hope you guys are safe out there with all this crazy weather. We got the snow and ice and everything. I'll come to charge and make sure my babies are okay. You have to learn in some point of time, who you are, how you respond, your feelings, your past, your present, and really understanding self. I always say you have to love yourself first. And I'm going to stick to that rule, regardless of how everyone else thinks. You have to put yourself first. Because if you're not at your peak performance, you can't. I don't want to give someone half ass. Excuse my French. I don't want to give my family, my children, half ass of me. I want to be my full all the time. And that in turn makes you do things in a certain way. And understanding the process and purpose of your life and what you want to do, you have to go through things and understand. Everybody's not going to see things the way you see them because of their reality, their understanding of life, the way they perceive of certain things, how they grew up, how we all come from different paths. We all come from different beings. Yet you should be able to give certain people certain things grace, especially if they're trying to learn, regardless of the situation. If you really truly care and love, yourself, and know and want to fight for what it is that you believe in, to do that. Yet you have to take care of yourself. That's one of the things is being selfish. You have to be selfish in a sense. I can't. And y'all tell me if I'm wrong, because I don't feel I can't do for my children if I can't do for myself. I can't do for my family, my future, my whatever, wife, relationship, children, family, friends. You really can't do for them unless you do for yourself. You need that time to yourself. You need your time to grow and learn and cherish things and make mistakes and ask for help. But if you can't get help, or you don't think you can, you know, we use situation and people around us as a resource of learning, a resource of growth, a resource of understanding. And my heart is really heavy because of my situation, and I understand why. And I understand why I'm here. The hard part is all the other stuff that's added on. And I know I'm not the only one going through things. And I don't like using that as a to help me feel better. Oh, somebody else is struggling too, so you're not alone. Whatever. I don't look at life like that. I look at I want to be helpful. I want to be my true full self. I want to grow and learn. And I've been mentally away, mentally stagnant for a long time because I was just, it was just me. It was just me for a long time. And even when I was in a relationship, sometimes it just felt like it was just me because it wasn't that the other person wasn't doing, it was just my job. I was gone a lot, was away for a lot. And then when I home, it's that me, I was only home part-time. And I hear that from a lot of people that I get in Uber, doing Uber that's away from home a lot. It affects people differently. And if you're not in that situation, you're not going to understand the mentality or the mindset that it gives certain people. And people talk about people that have been locked up for a long, long time, them trying to put themselves, what's it called? It's reconvert. I don't know the word. you try to put yourself back in the world. People in the military army has been away for so long. They get that PTSD because they're so used to a way of life. The men and women that travel a lot and away from home a lot, you do get a sense of oneness. It's not a selfishness to me where it's that it's all about you. You just get that let me do me. You're out there in the road or you're out there at the hotel, you're going to get something else. All you got to think about is you. And when you do get home and are home, you still carry that stuff over. But once you're home for good, then, you start to see things. You start to realize things and start to understand certain situations and understand the way the world, things work there. And that's where I am. That's where I am. I'm in that now. I see. And some things I do feel it wasn't for me, and some things I do feel it is for me. And we all have to grow in some point of life or some shape, some form. Yet I try to look at all the good in things and always try to look at where I can improve in on the bad. Like what do I need to improve? What do I need to improve in? What was I told that I need to improve on? And we just have to understand self. You have to grow. You have to grow. It ain't that I'm gonna eat before my kids eat. No, that's why I say people are confused because we allow certain words or certain dogmas or certain ways of life outside of ours to influence and interject things into us that's not beneficial for us, or for anyone around us. And it's just sad. I wish I can feel my heart and my inside right now. I'm really deeply saddened about the way things went. Yet, we can only reflect off of what is and what has and grow to a better happening. Because at the end of the day, life has got to still keep going. Life has got to still keep moving. I'm like I tell people, I'm at probably one of the lowest points in my life at my age. And I look back at stuff, and this is what I fought for to try to keep. This is why I put myself first, so I can I can give and do the things that I want to be able to give and do for the ones that I love and for the people that I love. And sometimes it's still never enough. It's just never enough. And we might just have to realize certain things. That's one thing I realized, and that's one of the reasons why since I do have this selfishness with myself, is I know I'm never going to make somebody totally happy, or everyone is not going to around me is going to be totally happy for what I do. Yet, as long as I know that I'm trying and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, then that's where life gives you what you want, and it shows you what you need, and it gives you what you desire. And I know what I desire, and I know what I want. And I know some things I'm going to have to accept what it is what it is. It's things come to an end. And instead of looking at the end as doom and gloom, look at the end of that as, okay, I learned, I'm growing, I'm moving forward with my life. What can I do? What do I need to do? What lessons to life did I learn from that situation to grow, to move forward to where I need to be and who I need to be? It's crazy. I was thinking too, everybody rush to get all these groceries and get all the bread and eggs and all that stuff. But the power's out in some places. Like, what are you going to do with it? It's going to spoil and waste. Unless you have an actual backup plan or a generator or something like that to have on deck just in case something like that happens. So it's like, we look at the warnings, but we don't really look at the reality of what could happen or imagine the things that could happen. Like, I'm really starting over at 47 with nothing. And I said that to somebody, and they was like, don't say that. You have something. You have your mind. You have your sanity. You have your children. You have and I'm like, yeah, I understand all that. I look at that in a positive way. And that's probably where my mind is stuck sometimes. Is like, man, I don't like feeling like this. I don't like feeling and being in these situations. I'm learning that I have anxiety. Like, I can feel it. And that's me being a high vibrational being. I vibrate at a higher rate. So I'm an empath. I take in and I soak in all the energy and understanding. There's places that I don't feel like I need to go into. Because I know what was going on around there. And no matter what I tell myself or what imagining that happens, I know I feel what's real. I feel what's real. And I see, I see, I really do. It's going to be a long road ahead. I know. I'm questioning a lot of stuff. I'm having regret in a lot of sense, in some ways. But yet the past is the past. This is my growth. This is my journey. And for any man out there going through things, divorce, I lost my job, lost the business, filed for bankrupt, I'm starting back over. It is funny because one of the places that I'm working at, because I'm getting to a point where desperation sits in, and whatever I can take, I'm going to do. Whatever I can get, I'm going to get it. And the guy, but him and I are talking, and he's supposed to be the lead or whatever. And he's older. I mean, he asked me how old I was, and I was like, I'm 47. I just turned 47. Wow, you 47? Oh yeah, I got you by you got me for a couple of years. I'm 42. I'm like, yeah, you got me for a couple of years. You got me. I got you. And and in the back of my mind, my mind, my wheels are always working. That's one of the reasons why I'm exhausted. I know that. I know that. I know that's one of the reasons why I'm exhausted mentally, physically, spiritually. I'm just exhausted from all of the things that's been going on. Yet I still stay strong and I'm still got the gorilla grip tight um, on, and I'm constantly being faced with things or situations or understandings or decisions that I made that really reflect on some of the good and some of the bad that I've made, and some of the why, some of the wish I could take it back. But I understand there's no going back. And I'm like, we got to know ourselves, man. You have to be somewhat selfish and grow. And I was trying to avoid a lot of these things. I might not have did the right steps. I might not put in the right steps. But that's part of growth. That's part of growth. That's part of understanding. That's part of, you missing out on things. Not missing out on things, but just reacting. And that's one of the things I don't like, to just jump to conclusions. And I think when I look back at it, I think my honesty is what really is hurting. Not me, but I can't, like, you can't be honest. You can't tell people. And I think I said this once before. I don't remember who it was, David Banner. He was like, yeah, you can ask me now, but this is how I feel right now. But you can ask me in 4 or 5 hours. I might not feel this way, but I'm going to tell you how I feel right now, because that's what we're having a conversation. But you can't do that with people. You can't do that with certain people, because they only take what it is because of their lack of understanding of self and their lack of understanding of certain things. So it's like where I am, and I'm seeing what it is, and I'm understanding what it is. So everybody, y'all, just really be safe out here, and be safe in here, and in here. Be safe. Protect yourself, because these feelings, man, that I'm feeling, it feel like death. It feel like I've lost someone special, and then I've felt like I've lost a part of me in the process. I've gained a lot, but I've lost a little bit. And I don't want it to turn into I want to say grudge or a hate. I don't want it to turn into any of that. I want it to just turn into a lesson. That's where I was. That's what I dealt with. That's what I did. That's where I am. Because at the end of the day, I'm always willing and open to help. And maybe, like I said, sometimes it might be the downfall I have is I'm too willing, and I maybe put certain things aside or pick people aside. But that's something I'm figuring out. I understand, but I know I understand the end is the end, and what's over is over, and ain't really no looking back on certain things, certain situations. Just something I have to live with for my rest of my life and grow and look forward to being my true self. And that's what all this is about. It's transitioning. It's a recalibration. It's a protective selfishness draw that I'm getting into. And I'm sorry that I hurt or offended or wasn't able to express myself in a way to anyone, anywhere, anywhy. It's part of life. It's part of growth. It's part of understanding. It's part of what we need to be. It's part of that. It's part of the growth. You know. And when I say that I'm going through it. But I'm still gonna fight. It's hard. It's hard. Yet I'm gonna fight. And once things slowly, which I know is gonna slowly come to a head, it's things that I have to accept and I have to go through and grow through and go through to understand what it is. I love my kids. I love my family. I love. And I'm going to continue with that. Yet I know when there's a time to let go, and I know there's a time that I have that it's time to let go. It's time to move on. It's time to do it. Even though the hurt, the feelings with it all, it is what it is, man. But I tell you, there are a lot of great men out there that probably can relate, and women that probably have something similar that they can relate to, that they're going through. Yet we got to stay strong. You know, maybe this that I'm going through is able to help whoever going through it, because I'm going through it. I'm definitely going through it, y'all. But I'm gonna fight through it. So all I know to do is fight through it and take care of myself, and because I know me not being here, me not being able to take care of myself, I can't take care of the ones that I love. So let me get what I can get and do what I can do. Y'all be safe. This roads. So y'all, these crazy. I'm back to place these roads. Well, it's slowly. Well, its temperature is dropping, so I need to get my butt home. Temperature is dropping again, so I need to charge and get on home. I got about 75%. I want to make sure I got at least a little bit. Our lights is off. There was a tree fell in our apartment complex, but anyway, thank y'all. You know, y'all grow, learn, live, love, feel, and do whatever it is what you need to do. Just understand that we're not all perfect. We make mistakes. Some can be rebounded from and some can't. But as long as we can do is try, and that's what we're gonna do. I know I'm gonna keep trying. I know my children need me. My family needs me. I need me. So this is Mr. Anderson, and I approve this message.